It's What the Fuck Tuesday. Time for the relationship advice show you've all been waiting for all week so you can hear the cray. Let me get over to the comments so I can see what everybody's doing. Hello, everybody. Hey, Ash. See, but not too many people are here yet, but that's all right because we have a lot of questions you guys keep in mind so you can tell the others as they start slowly arriving. We have 28 questions today. 28 questions. I hope a lot of them are short because otherwise this is gonna be a chore for Deborah. Yes, I'm wearing red. I even have red lips. Okay, since I have 28 questions, did you catch that? 28 questions? I'm gonna start like right now. Okay, question number one, female, 50 to 56 age group. She's African American. Well, she's black rather. She's from someplace called Saleh, I don't know how you pronounce it, in Greater Manchester in the UK. I'm 53 and my partner is 52, and we have been together for a year and a half. No major issues. Our eggplant life is great. Communication is wonderful, but I have a few questions as I was in a marriage for 23 years and haven't really dated much since. How do you differentiate? This is question number one. How do you differentiate between being in love with and loving someone in a romantic relationship? Question number two, how important is it to be, quote, in love with your partner? And question number three, can you see yourself being with a partner long term without being in love, assuming that the physical attraction is still there? Many thanks in advance. Okay, lady, these are like some big questions that require extensive thought, and you try to squish them all into one letter. It's not fair. Yes, it's the first question of 28. Okay, let me see what I'm going to give you some like cursory answers because I have 28 questions today, and just your question alone is like a whole video. So I'm going to give you some short, quick, down and dirty responses. Number one, how do you differentiate between being in love with and loving someone in a romantic relationship? I will tell you, being in love is involuntary. You don't really have any real control over that. It kind of happens. It sometimes happens because you're around somebody a lot and you just get attached to them. Sometimes it's because in some deep psychological recesses of your mind, that person triggers something from the past. It could be an attachment to maybe a past romantic relationship. It could be something, opposite sex partner. I mean, a parent that you enjoyed about that person. It could be a whole host of other things. It could be some like, psychological defects that you have that person brings out. Who knows? But people feel like they're in love, and when they're in love, you don't really control it. It just kind of happens. Now, when you decide to love on someone, that's a decision. You decide that. Like mothers, well, the ones who really are, they have the baby and they just can't get enough of the baby. They're in love with that baby from the time that they see it. They just, that's just it. They just are crazy about that baby, and they're just how it is. So it is the same thing in a romantic relationship. You don't really control that very much. You can if you follow the lessons on this channel about controlling your emotions, but most people don't know about all of that, and so they just let their emotions run wild, and they feel like they're in love, and they turn into a complete fool. Question number two: how important is it to be in love with your partner? It's not important at all. I can say that now from many, many decades of experience on this planet. It's not important at all. What is more important than being, quote, in love is respect, admiration, great physical attraction, and wonderful communication. Those things will take you further and farther and longer than that feeling of being in love, which is transitory. People be in love every other week, and then they be right back out. So I don't put too much stock about it being in love. That's not what makes a relationship work at all. Question number three, can you see yourself being with a partner long term without being in love? Yes, just for the reasons I just said. I would think that, loving, respecting the person, admiring the person, appreciating the person, wanting to be around the person because, you enjoy their companionship and conversations with them. You guys have good communication. You laugh and talk. There's affection in there. But, as far as you can still kind of keep a mental control in those situations. Like I said, the in love, when people fall in love, they turn into idiots. They just really lose control. So I can see, especially at my age, there would be no reason for me to ever be quote in love ever again. That to me, that's stuff for young people that don't have much life experience, or people who are like solid romantics. They want to feel that, dizzying feeling where their stomach hurts and flip flops and their heart races and all this kind of stuff. I had that and it was cool. But can I be in a relationship without it? Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times the relationship is probably better. Question number 2. Female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's white from Seattle, Washington. I've entered the dating world again with the purpose of finding a relationship. Well, good for you. I have a lot of flirty friends, guys who talk about the future and have flirted with me, who I sometimes chat back and forth with, but they don't want to commit or have a relationship. Obviously, this is going to have to stop when I become exclusive, but I don't know how to do it. Maybe they'll get the hint if I randomly post a picture of my new boyfriend one day. I don't know. Do I just ignore them or tell them I want to be in a relationship now? I feel like it's wrong to have male friends who I've been flirting with in the past. I haven't been in a relationship before, though, but it has crossed my mind. You haven't been in a relationship, and you in the 28 to 34 age group? Wow. I haven't been in a relationship, okay, but it has crossed my mind. And if and when I do, this has to stop. I have slowly started distancing myself from them. I don't think it's a healthy habit, but maybe they think it's something more than what I want, or they are trying to drag me along. Oh, that's it? That's the question? I think you're putting way too much on it. You want to be flirty with them, then be flirty. It's good practice. Hang out with them and stuff. You don't have to do anything, physical with them. But I think that for a woman, that kind of stuff it kind of primes your motor. That's why guys like it too, because it keeps you in practice. It keeps your game tight. So then when you do meet somebody, you're used to flirting and all this kind of stuff. And so you just roll right with it. If you totally dry out all of that up, what you gonna do if it takes a year or so for you to meet somebody? You're gonna feel all awkward and out of practice and not know what to say. So I don't know if I would really recommend that approach. I'd keep the guy friends, and then when you find somebody, then dump them. I mean, what's the rush? You obviously enjoy their companionship and talking to them and talking smack with them and stuff. I mean, it's entertainment. So why would you want to just cut all that off just because you're looking for a relationship that you don't even have and don't even have any prospects? You tripping. Let us move on to the next letter. Question number 3, female, 22 to 27. She's Latina from Fresno, California. The male, 28 to 34 age group. He is also Latino. I live with my partner and we have lived together for 2 years. Sometimes I ask him to walk the dog, but the dog is definitely mine and I am responsible for food, vet bills, most walks. I'm the dog's main person. But today my partner walked the dog to the store, and when they got home, he casually mentioned that my dog had stuck his nose under a fence and had an altercation with another dog. He kind of scoffed and said the dog got what was coming to him and hopefully he learned his lesson. Because he was so casual, I didn't immediately leap up. But then I noticed my dog was acting strange. When I looked closer, his nose was shredded, bleeding gashes, ragged skin, and he was licking it a lot. I immediately cleaned his wound with some antimicrobial liquid I got from the vet. I approached my partner and said that I didn't agree with his approach, that I felt I'd put my baby in his care and he let him get hurt. I elaborated that it's my understanding dogs don't learn through dominance and violence, they learn through training, that I needed to hear that he would change his behavior in the future as he was the adult human entrusted with caring for the dog. He acted really indignant. He eventually said, "Yeah, I won't let it happen again," but made sure to say he doesn't feel bad for my dog. I'm totally shocked. I was thinking about having children with this man, but now I feel like he doesn't respect me or my philosophy of gentle care. Am I being dramatic? How can I help him understand why I'm upset? You don't help him understand. You pack your shit and you leave. This guy is, I can't even believe this. Your pet got his nose all jacked up and shredded by some animal on the other side of the fence. He didn't pull the dog away. He just let the dog go over there and get himself attacked. Your boyfriend is, and then just have this real cavalier attitude about it, like, well, that's what he gets, even though your dog is bleeding and his nose is all messed up. He don't give a shit about your dog, which means he don't give a shit about you. When somebody doesn't care about an animal, a defenseless animal like that, there's some serious issues there. I'm not saying you have to like every animal, but one thing you don't do is get put in a position where it gets hurt, maimed, or destroyed. But he didn't have a problem with it. Girl, you need to pack your stuff and take your dog and leave. Definitely before you would have any children, because he would be the same way about a kid. Well, the kid ran into traffic and got hit by a car. I guess that'll teach him. Whereas that's the parent's job to teach the kid not to run in the street because the cars are dangerous. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't have the right attitude. You know, people call their pets. They say, I'm a cat dad. I'm a dog mom. I mean, that's the lingo. I hear it all the time on social media. But it doesn't even matter if that's the situation. If you have a pet, that you love your little animal, whatever it is, whatever kind of pet it is, you don't want to see it get hurt because you're attached to it emotionally. And this guy obviously doesn't have any attachment to the dog. And since the dog is hurt, just like a kid would be hurt, you see what I'm saying? You guys making the connection here? He doesn't give a shit about something that she cares about that's alive. So she needs to take her stuff and leave this dude alone. He just showed her what a sociopath he is. And if she stays with him and has children with him, she's a fool. He's telling you who he is right here. Pay attention. You see enough of it that is bothers you to the point where you wrote in, but you still haven't made no moves to separate yourself and your animal from this clown. My God. He will probably don't like the dog, but that's not his thing. Then don't live with a woman that's got a dog. Okay, simple solution. That's not hard. You don't want to like a dog, then take your ass back to your house where there's no dogs. End of story. So one thing you don't do is try to get the dog killed. So then you didn't see her all emotionally devastated and stuff. You see what I mean? He's not caring about her feelings about the whole situation. He's only focused on being, teaching the dog a lesson. He would have to get the F out of my house. Like, it's that second. As soon as I saw my dog bleeding all messed up, I'd be like, oh no, you got to go get your shit and get out. Get out. Don't ever come back. And I would change the locks and everything else. Question number 4. Ooh, my goodness. Female, 18 to 21. She's mixed race from Charlotte, North Carolina. The male that she's writing about is in the 22 to 27 age group, and he is black. This ought to be interesting. I am 19 and my boyfriend is 22. We, and she put it in caps, have been together for a year without many problems. But tonight I went to go pick up dinner for me and my boyfriend. He paid. When I got back and we were pulling out the food, he accidentally dropped my salmon on the table. Mind you, not only do I have OCD, especially with food, but we also currently rent a house that's not very clean. I got pretty upset because he sort of brushed it off as an accident and didn't seem to care much. I, however, said that implied that he made a careless mistake because he's careless and doesn't seem to be apologetic. This made him so angry that he grabbed all my food and smashed it into the trash can in such a way that none of it could be salvaged. I just sort of stood there and silently cried in the kitchen for a few minutes upon realizing I couldn't eat dinner that night. Oh no, girl, you good. Because I would have snatched his food and just threw it on the floor and walked on it. Spit on it, and it'd be a miracle if I didn't pull down my pants and pee on it. That's what I would have done. There's no way in the world he could have got away with that shit. But let's read on. He went on a rant about how I'm a selfish effing bee, yada yada yada, and he's never gonna spend any money on me ever again. He even snatched his card out of my hand when I went to put it back in his wallet. not trusting me apparently. I don't have any money right now and could not afford to buy any food to eat. Now I'm laying in bed hungry and it's 9:30 p.m. I'd like your thoughts on this. I don't know how to feel. You should feel stupid. You should feel stupid because you were with an idiot and he's abusive, and there's no reason in this world why you should not be with you. You should be with a man and don't have no money. What's wrong with you? You don't have no money, so you can't even get yourself some McDonald's. See, you're not living right. You're not living right. No woman, and I know they teach this stuff on all these femininity channels and get you a man to take care of you and all to get the bag and all this old drag and drama right here. Every single woman should have her own income stream. You should never not have no money, ever. Especially, like I'm saying, you sitting up there and you fucking, and you say you don't have no money. He's supposed to be giving you some money. You sitting up there warming his bed. I bet you that. There's no reason in this world that you should be sleeping with a man and you don't have no money. And people say that's harsh, that's cold, that's prostitution. What the fuck ever? It's like, what, you think I'm gonna be fucking you for free? No, motherfucker, you gonna give up some money. That's what you gonna do. I'm sitting up there, I wish I would. She's up there with some man and I'm sitting up there starving in the bed hungry and his ass is eating through my food in the garbage can. And I'ma still lay there in the bed next to him? Please. He would be lucky if he woke up and didn't bleed out on the mattress during the night. Yeah, you got to always have your own money. Always. 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 There's just such shit like this. Now she's starving because obviously they don't have no food in the house, so she could just cook something. So they had to order some food, which is a waste of money, but whatever. But anyway, you said you living in this house. Why are you living there with him like that? Get your ass out and go back to your parents' house and stay there until you get a job and get out of school and have some sense. Okay, that's a three-pronged process, and you messing up. I know you thought I was gonna be sympathetic to you and stuff, but I'm not, because you put yourself in a stupid situation with an idiot. There's no way in this world you should have been in this man's house, call yourself living with some motherfucker, and you don't have no money. And he got all the money and he's not giving you none, and you sitting up there crying to me about you broke and hungry at 9:30 p.m. in the bed. See, no. No, no, no. You did this. I mean, he's a fucked up person, but you did this to yourself because you put yourself in a stupid ass situation with a fool. Get yourself together, young lady. Question number 5. This is a female in the 35 to 41 age group. She's African American, Pisces, and she's from Paris, France. The male in question is 42 to 49, and he's white, and he's a Taurus. So Pisces and a Taurus. Well, that's pretty decent match. Hi, Deb. Thank you, Candace, for choosing my letter. I met this man a few weeks ago. Things were going very well. I'm 38 and he's 42, but he thinks I'm 34. Yes, I lied. And I don't feel guilty about it because men lie all the time. Yes, they do. On our first date, he asked me if I mind being with an old man. How is that so much older, though? I mean, he's really 44 years older than you, but now he's making himself seem like he's 8 years younger than, older than you. I replied that it was in the natural order of things, and he seemed to be satisfied with this answer. It is known that men prefer younger women. Since I look younger than my age, I have no problem making men think I'm 5 or 10 years younger. You know, Deb, I wasted my entire 20s and 30s in shitty relationships by being too nice, too honest, in black love, because I didn't know any better. I had the chance to discover your YouTube channel 7 years ago, and it's only now that I'm starting to understand how emotions in relationships work. It's unfair to be stigmatized to be single at my age. I've been used and abused by men, lied to in my naivete, so I owe them nothing. But if the relationship becomes serious, I would like to know when is the best time and the best way to announce the truth. Should I do it with humor and lightness, or should I take to crying and pretend to be ashamed? I can lie to the end of time too. Girl, this is when you start This is when you gaslight. Gaslight like a motherfucker. So something's gonna happen and it's gonna, come out that you're 38. And he's gonna say, I thought you were 34, and you're gonna look shocked and surprised and be like, what? Why would you think that? I know I look young, but my God, thank you. That's so flattering. No, I could swear that's what you told me. No, I said I was 38. You must have misheard. That's what I would do. I mean, if it gets serious and stuff, do you think he's gonna care about 4 years? I mean, he's still older than you, so it's just a matter of how much older. He should be happy because that closes the age gap. But I'm telling you, that's what I would do, honey. I would be a gaslighting little bitch. Like, what are you talking about? That's not what I said. You, it must be your senior hearing that's messing you up. Just do them like how men do women, and like you say, don't feel bad about it either. Because, well, I mean, what's he gonna do? It's only 4 years. My God, it's not like you guys are teenagers. So ain't nobody gonna be having no damn babies and shit like that. So I mean, come on now. What's the big deal? I tell you about the dude who lied to me. I swear to God, this dude, he come in talking about he was. Let me see what he tell me. I think he said he was in his mid 40s or something. I don't remember now, but by the time he came in, he looked to be about 60 for real. And this was years ago, so I was way younger than I am now. And I'm looking at this grandpa and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So yeah, I don't have no problem with it. Plus, you on doing online dating, you probably won't even know his face next week anyway, so don't put too much on it. Female, 35 to 41. She's Asian. She's an Aries from Washington, Dustyville, Columbia. Male, 42 to 49. He's also Asian and he's an Aquarius. Aries and Aquarius. I guess that should be all right. Deb, please don't kill me in advance. I need your analysis. Circa 2012, I met my ex-husband on a dating site. We're now divorced for 6 years, no kids together. I haven't been able to find a good match despite using apps and matchmakers, so I returned to the site. March 22nd, saw X's profile who wrote about his dog studying, selected that he had no kids but wanted them. Nothing had changed from 2012. In my profile, I wrote deal breakers such as men with kids, etc., but 2 months later deleted this part of the essay because I didn't want to sound negative. I just filtered them on the back end. August 22nd, his profile showed in my feed again. Everything went the same, but this time he selected that he has kids and talks about studying his dog, no mention of being a father. A few days after I saw this, he blocked me on Instagram, but we haven't followed each other since the divorce. But my IG is public and his is private. This is something he did when we were having trouble in our marriage, but before he did, I could see there were no pictures of a baby or family before he blocked me. November 2021, his parents created a profile and said his marriage was annulled and he owned his business. Two bald-faced lies and also said that he had no kids. Also of note, I'm still linked to his parents on WhatsApp, and neither of them ever updated a status or picture to announce being grandparents. I'm not sure if my ex is a new dad, but either he is and is still on a dating site, which is odd, or he made the whole thing up. Okay, I'm going to say this to you. Get you some business. Get you some business because you too focused on your ex-husband and you've been divorced all them years. Okay? Block you. I mean, I'm glad he blocked you. You should have blocked him a long time ago. There's no way you should be stalking his page and still dealing with his parents and all that stuff. You don't have no kids. There's no reason for you to interact with his parents. Those are his parents. Dump them just like you dumped him. Okay, so you need to, like, after you hear this, go on Instagram and any other social media page and block him, block his parents, block his cousins, block his dog, block everybody. Okay, you don't need to be having any interaction with them people and wasting any more of your lifetime minutes on clowns. Okay, you sitting up there and doing all this and wasting my time writing this long ass letter about some clown you've been divorced from for years ago. He ain't trying to talk to you. He's not trying to get with you, and you just being nosy. Okay, so that's what I have to say with you. Get you some business and then go and handle it. That's what you need to do. Question number 7. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Asian too. Oh, what's going on here? Toronto, California. I'm 25 and of Indian descent. My boyfriend is 24 and white Canadian. My problem is that I have to keep repeating myself to my boyfriend, and I'm tired of it. I have to say the same thing multiple times, from conversations we've had to the stuff he needs to do around the house. I get so frustrated to the point where I scream at him, which makes both of us feel shitty. Hmm. I understand we're human, we're imperfect, we forget, and we make mistakes. I make mistakes too, but it seems his mistakes are much more frequent. For example, we have no window in our bathroom, so it's incredibly important that we turn the vent on so we don't get mold. In a week, I'd forget to turn the vent on maybe once, if that, but he'll forget to turn it on every other time he takes a shower. This example also applies to so many other situations like turning off the light or TV when we're not done using it, unplugging kitchen appliances when we're done, not to use his phone while driving my car, etc. We've talked about this many times before in many different ways, and we've talked about it a couple of weeks ago. He says he'll put in more of an effort, but he's still so forgetful. There's never an excuse to yell at your significant other, and I get that. But it makes me feel unheard, which I've expressed to him, and unsafe sometimes. My anxiety tells me our apartment would catch on fire if we don't unplug appliances, for example. I want to be patient and understanding, but where do I draw the line? Is this a communication problem since we've talked about it so many times? Is this just life and what every couple goes through? No, it's what couples go through who don't belong together. You haven't accepted the fact that this guy is an idiot. He's immature, silly, and irresponsible. Who talks on the phone while they're driving, especially someone else's car? He already is like simple-minded and gets distracted easily. He's gonna total out your car. He might total out himself. That part might not be so bad, but he would be. You'd have to worry about finding another car. I would hope you have gap insurance, otherwise you're gonna be SOL. I'm gonna say this: you're seeing these as little problems and little things. I see these as big differences in your value systems and your lifestyle. I don't see where this makes sense. You're going to be constantly frustrated and feeling scared, nervous, and having anxiety trying to keep a relationship with a guy who's an idiot. Okay, he's an irresponsible fool. So what you need to do is get your own place where you can unplug appliances to your heart's desire, keep the lights out. That's what I do. My daughter used to call my apartment a cave because it was like, I don't want to burn extra lights. Open them damn windows. That sunlight is free. That's how I am. I don't want to burn a lot of electricity. It costs too much money. So I understand where you're coming from on that, but if you feel that way and you on the stick to pay half, and he's running up the bills all out the ass because he wants to run them up, and then you have to cover the difference. No, you no. We're not going to do that. So that would be my suggestion. Just take him and put him on the other side of your door and tell him to get his own place and get his own car and drive his car and smash it to his heart's desire, run up his light bill to $1,000 if that's what he wants to do, and leave all his appliances plugged in forever until this place burns down to the ground and hasta la vista deuce out baby. You're young, and so you're not understanding that this is going to be a lifetime of conflict and frustration for you. There is no way in the world that this relationship is going to work for you, and the more time you spend on it trying to change him, trying to make him grow up, trying to make him be responsible, trying to make him be accountable, you're raising a child. Those are things that he should have learned from his parents on how to act and be responsible for self. He's not doing that, and you trying to do it. You trying to raise a grown man. Girl, if you don't put this fool out. Shay! It's Shay the Bay. I don't get it. Where these young girls get all this energy from? All this energy you spend chasing around trying to get him to grow up and improve himself and not mold up your bathroom and all this kind of stuff. Girl, you could have a business, a little side hustle, be making millions. Instead of putting all that energy into this fool. Let's move on. Question number 8. We got 28 questions today. 28 questions. I just want everybody to know. 28. Okay. So, yeah. Question number 8. Female 18 to 21. She's black from Cleveland, Ohio. The male in question is a 22 to 27 age group. He is also African American. I dated this guy for 3 weeks and we didn't even kiss. Wow. That's his story. We had an argument, and after 2 months, he texted me again being extremely persistent. So I agreed to see him again. He is head over heels for me, being very nice and attentive and buying me stuff. The thing is, I catched him in some lies. When we started dating, he had a 2 month girlfriend, and now he told me that he left her for me because he liked me more. He also told me that he has never cheated on his long term relationships, but we have friends in common, and they told me that he said he cheated on them. I don't know what to do. I can't trust him at all, but he is so sweet with me. I'm thinking I'm just a challenge for him because he was very guarded, and I kept him on his toes. We are both 23 years old. Oh, I thought you said you was. Oh, well, you must have checked the wrong box for yourself. Um, To me, the thing that sticks out is known cheater. Uh, was he was had a girlfriend for 2 months and then he was with you, so you already know he was cheating. So why do you need to have other people verify that for you? Well, you just said it right here that he had a 2 month girlfriend that he left for you. That means he cheated, right? Because he had to know something about you to know that he would want to leave her for you, right? So that means while he was still with her, he was investigating moving on to you. So that during that period of time he was doing that, he was cheating, and you're fully aware of that. Okay, then you, how do you date somebody for 3 weeks? You mean you was kicking it and you didn't even kiss him? Okay, so you had an argument and everything blew up in your face. He waited 2 months and then he back in your face again, buying you stuff and love bombing you. But the main thing here is, you're very young, and I'm going to say this. No matter what, all that other stuff aside, the bottom line is you don't trust him. You caught him in some lies, and he's a known cheater. So I'm wondering why you even wasted time writing here when you can see that he's trash. This is a trash dude. So cut him loose. Okay, is that the answer you were looking for? Unless you just enjoy being with trash, then you can stay with him, of course. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I mean, I can tell you what to do, but you're going to make the ultimate decision whether you do it or not. I would say that spending more time with him is just wasting some lifetime energy because he's not going to be the kind of man that you want him to be. He's trash. Yes, you need to keep it moving. So let's move on. Question number 9. This is a male in the 20 to 34 age group. He's mixed race, Gemini, and he's from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hmm. I've been dating this woman for a year. We are in a situationship. That means we do everything a couple does, but we are not official. And it makes me feel not good enough. We are both in our early 30s. She told me that she is still recovering from her ex and she is not ready to commit to me. What should I do? Should I make an ultimatum? We spend so much time together, go on trips, but the fact that we are not official makes me feel uneasy. She told me she is still healing and is not ready to commit to me and doesn't want to rush her healing. I just hate feeling like I'm not good enough. Dude, you need to kick your own ass and stop being stupid. Okay, I'm not saying obviously you like the girl, you've been dealing with her for a year, but you need to back off from all of this. When she starts wanting to go out places and calls you, let's go here, there, no, I'm busy. And get busy. Start dating other women. Okay? Get busy doing stuff. Going to the gym. Playing basketball with your friends. Fill up your life with other activities and other people. So that when she's trying to get a hold of you to spend time with you, you have something else on your calendar to do. You have to start turning her down and putting space between you. This is the problem. It's like she's running this game where, I'm so hurt and this and that, but she want to spend up all your energy and use all your money and all this kind of stuff. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. It's the same thing I tell dudes that try to run that game on women. If they're not ready to be in a situation that you want them to be in, then you put them in the wind. And that's what you have to do here, sir. You don't have to be in a situationship. You're choosing to do this to yourself. So you have to ask yourself, why am I hurting myself and staying with this woman and constantly feeling like I'm not good enough? You're doing this to yourself. Okay, because you're a grown man. You can put your feet and going in the other direction from this girl. You do not have to stand around and take this. Okay, did you forget that part? You think you just have to be with just her? I'm telling you, since you seem to have a bad case, so you need to start weaning yourself off of her. Slowly start telling her no. Don't see her sometimes. She wants you to come over, say no. She want to come to your house, say no. She shows up at your door, you don't open the door, you don't let her in, you don't talk to her every time she calls, that kind of stuff. Put space between you. Let her miss you and see what happens after that. And I'm not saying doing this as a game. I'm saying doing this because this is what you need to do for your own mental and emotional health. You need to put space between you and this woman so you can stop hurting yourself, and you need to start engaging with other women. Okay? And then you'll see. I mean, she might not give a shit because she's, in her healing. But then again, it might wake her ass up and she'd be like, oh, wait a minute, I got some competition. This ain't quite the party I thought it was going to be. Either way, it's going to work out well for you. So just do what I'm telling you. Question number 9. I'm sorry, that was 9. 10. Female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's from Leeds in the UK. Hi, Deb. I have just given up hope in my marriage. I have been with my husband for almost 10 years, married for only 5. In these last few years, my husband has become a stranger. He is not the person that I fell in love with. My husband makes me feel like he doesn't care about me every single day in his actions and words. He never wants to spend time with me ever. I feel like a burden to him. When I'm sad, when I'm having a hard time, when I need a friend, he's just never there for me. If I tell him my feelings, it's what do you want me to do about it? In an angry tone, in a mean tone, in a you're annoying the F out of me right now, so stop bothering me with your feelings tone. Wow. I lost almost all hope when I told him I've never felt so alone in my life, and sometimes I just need someone to lean on. And he said, quote, well, I'm not that person to cry to, so you'll have to find somebody else. Ooh. He clearly doesn't care about me at all and shows it every single day. How am I supposed to stay in this marriage my whole life? At first, it hurt deeply. Now I've come to expect it and tell myself, hang in there until we can get through this or I can get out. Deep down, I love him. I just wish he would love me. What is your advice for me? Is it impossible to come back from this? Come back from what? There ain't shit to come back from, girlfriend. The only one who's not understanding that this marriage is over is you. I'm trying to figure out, okay, you hear this, I want you to write back and I want you to explain your thought process. Okay, somebody who tells you that ain't me, go find somebody else when you have a problem, need some comfort or something. Just, who it just shuts you down with, like, you're annoying the fuck out of him with everything that you say. He never wants to go anywhere with you in the public. I mean, what part of this is a relationship to you? Where is the companionship? Where is the joy? Where is the communication? Where is the passion? Where is the respect? What part of all of those things I just mentioned, which are the foundational things for a solid and sensible and sane relationship, you don't have any of those things. Okay, now I don't know if you ever had one, you just got married because you just want to be married. Some women do that. But right now, what you have right now is garbage. Okay, so what you need to do is understand that he has already dismissed you. I'm not that person to cry to, so you'll have to find someone else. He's done. I don't know what happened between you, but he's done. He don't give a shit about you. I mean, even like a neighbor, somebody would be like, oh my God, is there anything I can do? I mean, you know what I mean? People care a little bit about you, but dude has just straight told you he don't give a shit. So you need to understand what time it is, consult a divorce attorney, pack your things, and do what you need to do. Go fight, stay with your friends, fight, stay with your parents, whatever you need to do for, till you get yourself together. But this is over. The longer you stay there, the more you're going to hurt yourself. This guy just does not care. And he wants you to find some self-esteem and let this go and move on. He's waiting for you to do it. He's been as mean and disrespectful to you as he dares to do. And you just keep taking it and holding on and on. And now, I've come to expect it. And I tell myself to hang in there. No, that's the wrong message to tell yourself. Your message should be, let me get my stuff and get the fuck up out of here. That should be the message that you're giving yourself. Please correct this and get out of this nightmare. Yeah, honey, Dusquavius. Y'all be killing me. Okay, wait. I have to talk about, I looked at the chat. Oh, first of all, congratulations to Diana Prince, because I don't see this stuff. Diana Prince finished her first year of law school. Finished her finals exams. Congratulations, girlfriend. Do the damn thing. Somebody else had a birthday. I forgot who it was now. I'm drawing a blank. They had a birthday, so happy birthday to you. I missed that as well. And then I want to say to, no, it wasn't Giggles. Who was it? Jim Doll. Jim Doll made a comment in the chat that had me screaming. I forgot what we were talking about, but she said that the dude smells elderly. I thought I was gonna die. That shit was hilarious. So anyway, those are the announcements I was supposed to do at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. So I'm just doing it right now. She says it smells elderly. I just want to say you guys keep me rolling. I just never met such a group of funny, just hilarious women in my life. Okay, so anyway, that's my advice for you, girlfriend. Let's move on to the next one. Question 11. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group. He's mixed race from Los Angeles, California. And he's writing about a male who's in the 57 to 65 age group who is black. So he's mixed race, and that means he got a mama who's something else. Interesting. My dad is a heavy diesel mechanic and has run a small workshop his whole life. He is 64 now. I'm almost 30 and have always been interested in his work since I was a kid and would help him out on the weekends. I went to university and studied mechanical engineering and commerce, but I struggled and dropped out and traveled the world for a year. My siblings are in their mid-30s and both are in investment banking and are very successful in their careers. Since I was 25, I had worked with my dad as a mechanic and slowly taken over his workshop. When I started, he had 2 part-time mechanics and 1 car in 2017. I have bought in several new strategies, such as focusing on commercial vehicles only, off-hour servicing, etc. And we have grown to 35 employees and 15 cars. I think he means bays, 15 bays. That's huge. We went from a $250,000 revenue shop to just shy of $7 million. Damn! You have a good business acumen. This is amazing. My dad only works in the shop while I'm more 20/80 workshop to office split. COVID has meant our business has grown tremendously in the past few years. A few weeks ago, my dad's 65th birthday, and he was talked about the numbers of the business, and everyone was shocked. No one in the family has ever visited our workshop or asked about it. Since then, he has been thinking about the succession plan after my siblings have been asking about it. He proposed the following idea to me. I get 40% of the business and they get 20% and they get 30% each. My sister would get a manager position as she is looking to leave the IB world, investment banking world, to start a family, and my brother would get the same as well if he wants it. I noted everything he said, and I just asked for some time to think. They started proposing some of the most insane ideas without any context of the business. I am seriously annoyed. My dad has run this for 32 years, but only since I joined do we expand and grow the business. I admit I did use my dad's network, reputation, skill, and initial workshop to get a head start, but everything was my idea and my work that expanded it, that got us a bigger workshop and implemented some risky ideas. I don't think my siblings who have never ever asked about the business should get cushy, high paying jobs for doing nothing. If we wanted $200,000 a year manager jobs, I would get one with industry experience. I spoke to him briefly, but he was shocked by my reaction and said it was his dream to have all his siblings work in the business. But my brother and sister have never ever picked up a spanner before in their lives. I have been hanging around since I was 12. He always said it would be mine. I don't want to have to answer to a board of my siblings when I get the vibe that they think they are smarter than me just because they finished university. Well, do they have a $7 million business? That should tell you who's the smartest one here. Okay. You just have innate intelligence. They have education, but you have innate intelligence with combined with the education that you did get, and plus you have the training in being a mechanic. So you put all that together, you are far more successful than them. All they really have is a job. You know how to hustle and build, have a vision, and put it into action. Those are wonderful skills to have. Okay, so let's see. This is almost the end. This was a long letter. I built this business with just my dad, and I want to keep building it with him without my siblings. I can see it from their point of view, as this is a family business that my dad started, and my dad wants to make it more of an effort to include them. But I feel they only want to be included because they are now successful, because we are now successful. I am being accused of being greedy and entitled by my family. I think this is ridiculous and the business is mine after spending the last 6 years building it. I would love your outside perspective on the situation. This is unfortunate. I wish you had written me years ago before you got all of this stuff done so you could have set up a formal partnership with your father in a business so that they would be excluded from it because it would be a California corporation, and then unless they bought shares, they wouldn't get anything. And so you invested all this time and money and energy into it. What have they done? What have they invested? That's the approach you need to take with your dad. Look, I spent all these years, building this business up. What have they done? Can they even change a tire? What benefit are they going to bring to this business that we have set up and struggled so hard to be? I'm not saying they have to be cut out. But they should not get a job there, and then they might get maybe 10% of the profits or something. When you die, they could get a portion of your. But I want 70%, and you could divide the other 30 between the two of them. But see, if had you set everything up in advance, that would have been the way that you could go. Unfortunately, since it's his sole proprietor, it's going to be his show. What I could also suggest is that you start making moves to set your own business up. That will be 100% yours. You've already proven yourself to be a success. You know how to do it. All those contracts and stuff that you got, just take them with you when you go. They want to have a portion of the business, let them have it. After you just take everything out of it that you can take. Do you think I would give a shit? They want to accuse you of being greedy and selfish and stuff. Oh, let me show you how to do that. Now that's what I would do. And let's see, because they want to have these cushy jobs making $200,000 a year and not doing something. Let's see how long that business lasts. And then see, that's your dad's decision. Don't fight him on it. Just say, okay, but I'm going to stay here for another few months and then I'm going to be out. And during those few months, or don't even tell them, just start making your plan, setting up your own shop, finding your own spot, and moving them contracts over to your new spot, and then leave and deuce out and let them fight over what you leave, the scraps that are left. You think that's cold? I don't know. Am I cold-blooded? Probably. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm fine, Ash. I see. Yeah, I'm good. The heat cooled down, so I'm feeling like a human being again. Yep, become that competition exactly. And guess who's gonna win? But see, they have all these crazy ideas for what they want to do with the business. Let them do it. Don't fight them. That's what I'm saying. Don't fight them. Your dad is all on their team and wants them all involved and all that stuff. Let him do that. That's his business. He can do that if he wants to. He's a grown man. You deuce out. You don't invest any more time, energy, money. Take your tools, take everything that you've done, take your contracts, take all the licenses and permits and trainings that you got, take everything that you got and move it to your own business. Set your consultant attorney and set everything up so that you're protected from, tax wise and everything like that. I don't know what kind of structure you want to set it up, but set it up with California corporations and then go for what you know and do your thing. I'm sure a lot of the people that are in the shop will want to move with you because, when you set up your new place, they'll want to move with you. So look into that. See what's going to cost, what you have to do to get the investors and stuff like that. What you have to do to get the money. I think you'll be very successful. And one thing that's never going to happen, you in California, people love their cars, so you're going to always have some work. And maybe, just at the beginning, you could do consumer cars until you just moved back over to commercial vehicles. But, just to get yourself going good, just start doing, regular people's cars too. And then you can phase that out just like you did with your dad's business. But you're going to need a more steady stream of income right off the gate. I would do it that way. I'm telling you, I wouldn't do now. I wouldn't be arguing with him. I would not be in my feelings. I would just say, okay. And then I would start making my moves to get the fuck up out of there. Yeah, they had no idea $7 million. That's a good business. Just working on cars. He's a monster. You know what I mean? So, dude, just go and rep. You done already made all the mistakes over there. Just take your successes and run with them in your new business, and you can call it Deb Shop. That's what you can do. You call it Debsterism. Question number 12. This is a young man in the 20 to 34 age group from Des Moines, Iowa. I am 31, dating a young lady who is 27. Yeah, he did all this in 6 years. That's what I'm saying. Dude is a monster. So the young lady is 27. He's 31. Okay, my problem? I think I am in love with her. Why is that a problem? Okay, let me read on. I've known this girl for a few months. She's a work colleague, but in a separate office. And we have been dating for approximately 1 month and a half. Hmm. It's going really, really well. It's so sweet. And we are really into each other very much. Time goes on, and I feel like I'm falling in love with her. But reading a lot of testimonies about relationships, etc., I think maybe you would say that I am only very infatuated with her or in limerence. What? I don't even know what that means. But I don't know. I feel like I want to say I love you to her really strongly a lot of times, but I stop myself because I'm afraid that it'll be too soon for her to hear. I don't know how long I can keep it to myself, though. I'm very afraid of pushing her away by doing so. And she would feel, oh gosh, this is too strong too soon. But it's frustrating. This woman is so wonderful. When I see her face smiling at me, it's like looking at a beautiful painting. Her whole face lights up and heals me like a strong sunshine. Dude, you your ass is gone. It's over for you. This is so cute. I love hearing her voice telling me anything, holding her hand, catching her eye glance when we're with friends, discovering things about her life and her family, planning things with her, and most importantly, thinking about how I can be my best self with her. Wow. Okay, y'all, this is what a man should be like when he's in love. I feel blessed to be with her. I have only been with two other serious girlfriends in the past and have always said I love you to them at some point, to which they said me too. For some reason, I'm afraid of fucking things up, so I'm restraining myself. On Friday night, I'm meeting her parents for dinner and I'm bringing a bottle of wine. I thought about flowers, but it would maybe be too much. How do you think I should proceed? First of all, check with her and make sure her parents drink. Okay, don't make that faux pas, because some of them people are like them Pentecostal folks, or they had issues with liquor and they in AA and shit. And you walk in there with someone, just double check with her first and make sure that that's okay, and ask them what kind she thinks they would prefer. Okay, red or white. Think about that first, or champagne, because you might have something to toast. But I think, young lad, this is a perfect opportunity. This is a perfect opportunity. So she's bringing you to meet her parents for dinner. That's making a statement. Okay. I can see if you just met one, but not both. You're going to meet the daddy. That's making a statement. So based upon what you think happens there, they're going to say, well, they're going to ask you questions about, your relationship. And that's going to be your opportunity to say some of these sweet things here. It's like, I'm not a youngster. I'm 31 years old. I'm a man. I've been around the block. I know what I want, and I know what I like, and I know what works for me. I know what's going on and what my plans are for the future. And all I can tell you too is that I feel so blessed that I met her, and I see her as a part of that future. I don't know how she feels, but I can honestly say that I fell in love with her already. And I don't want to pressure anybody. I don't want anybody to think anything. I'm not trying to put any pressure on her. I'm just saying what I feel. Bam. You know who's going to appreciate that? Her daddy. You know who else is going to appreciate that? Her mama. You know who might be like, with the Pikachu face? Her. But then again, she might say, I love him too. And I was just scared to say it because it just seemed like it was so soon. You just never know about these things. But I'm telling you one thing, if you the man and you feel it, and you better say it. Because all this holding back, that's not the way to go. You say what you feel as a man. You lay the foundation. You be the leader. Okay? And I think 6, 8 weeks you meet the parents. That's about 2 months. That's long enough. I always say, men know within 6 weeks or so. They really know within 6 weeks if you the one or not. So all them dudes dragging up these relationships for months, years and years, and talking about, I'm not sure, I don't know. Well, let's just wait a while. I'm not clear. They're lying. They're just stringing these women along, and the women are going for it. So this is when a dude really feels you. This is how he acts. This is how he acts. This is how he behaves towards you. This is how he thinks of you. This is so rare for so many black women. They don't get this kind of experience. because dudes be just playing too many games. So that's why, young man, I'm encouraging you to step up, and the person that you can confess to your feelings to first should be her parents. And then she'll hear it, and then you can, be holding her hand and say, I didn't want to tell you because I was scared to scare you off, but I just can't hold it in anymore. Okay? Her parents, the level of respect for you will skyrocket. Trying to tell you, you better listen to your auntie. Question number 13. This is a female in 18 to 21 age group. She's African American from Woodbridge, New Jersey. This is not a relationship advice. I need advice about personal hygiene and clothing choices for the gym. Oh, yeah. We're getting a lot of gym letters lately. So, Deb, I recently started working out at the gym, inspired by some of the food and exercise programs that you've posted. I know you had a serious health problem this year and thought, wow, if she can do it, what is my excuse? The problem I'm having though, especially when I'm on the treadmill, is I get extremely conscious of my butt area. I try to wear only black, but in my imagination, I feel I have huge stains at the back. Sometimes I feel wet everywhere down there, so to keep running to the bathroom to make sure I don't pee myself. Oh, and that has never happened. It's only sweat. I'm afraid to wear gray workout tights. I'm scared to wear white jeans when I go out. I have no idea why, but I have this weird complex I'm going to stain myself. And it has literally never happened before unless I'm on my menstrual cycle. And I was young when that happened, so I don't know what kind of pads to wear, and when I didn't know what kind of pads to wear. So what can I do to give myself more confidence? Oh, that's it. Well, what you can do, especially as winter starts approaching, is when you go in there, you can have a long sleeve t-shirt or a sweatshirt, and you tie it around your waist so it drapes over the booty. You know what I mean? And then when you leave, right, because you're gonna be all sweaty and the winds and cold and air is gonna be out there, you take it off and you put it on, and that'll keep you from getting a chest cold or something as you make it to your car and turn the heater on, right? Because we're in the fall, it's gonna be fall and winter pretty soon, so that's something to keep in mind. Get you some sweats. Now, as far as exercise clothing, you're gonna have to spend some money. They have the kind that wick moisture away from your body. You don't want to wear light colors to the gym. I mean, why would you do that? The equipment, no, you don't wear, black is good, dark navy, brown, chocolate brown, that kind of stuff, because gym stuff is dirty. It's dirty. And so you just, throw it in the wash machine when you get home. The kind that wick moisture away from your skin. Also, you can wear a pad while you work out if you get too moist, quote, down there, and you feel like that. Wear a pad in your underwear, and it'll wick the moisture away too. Then you finish working out, you just toss that too. So there are things that you can do. I don't know. I guess I just don't sweat that much, so this is never a problem that I've really had. But I mean, I sweat, but not to the point what you talking about. But those would be some suggestions that I have. But yeah, look for those kind of. I know what that Lululemon stuff that people like to wear all the time. That's supposed to wick moisture away. So it like pulls it from the inside and puts it to the surface, so it has air and then it dries. So it's pulling from the skin, put to the surface of the material, and the air is hitting it. So it's staying dry that way. You're staying dry. So look into that. I don't know. They're pretty pricey, but from everything I hear, they really do work that way. Oh, with shorts under? Okay. Well, here you go. Look in here and see some of the ideas that they have. No, she's not peeing on herself. She said she just feels so wet. She thought she did. So it's not that she doesn't. She's not actually peeing on herself. It's just the sweat. So that's all. That would be my suggestion. But yeah, you're gonna have to spend some money on your Under Armour used to have those kind of clothes too, but those were mainly for the men. Those kind of shirts, and it wick the moisture away and pull it to the surface of the shirt, and then with the air going by and stuff, then it would dry off, so you never really stayed sweaty that way. But look into some things. Go down to the gym and look for some moisture wicking workout wear, and you should be able to find some stuff. All right, that was a different question. Question number 14 of 28. 28 questions today. I just want to keep saying that, 28. Question 14, female, 35 to 41. She's from South Bend, Indiana. The male in question is in the 35 to 41 age group as well. I know this is strange, but I've been with someone for 4 years, though for the first two it was very options open. And we weren't exactly free to date other people, but didn't have a strong commitment to one another either. What in the world? We moved in together after that, mostly for financial reasons, and for much of the time we would make remarks about how attractive he found other girls, how I wasn't really his type, how we wouldn't be as serious as we were if it weren't for us living together. You get the picture. Well, now he's done sort of a 180, if you will, and sort of not. He wants us to commit to each other for the rest of our lives because, quote, everyone else sucks, and, quote, you can't trust other people, and, quote, neither one of us will ever do any better. Oh, wow. How romantic, huh? I laughed and told him to speak for himself and that no one knows what the future holds. I've had enough of his little dings over the years. I don't want to be with someone so belittling forever. I can't afford to move out, but I don't want him getting any more attached and comfortable either. I feel like that's what's driving his sudden change of heart, if you can even call it that. So what would I do? What should I do? This idea that I should settle for him and him to me is freaking me out. I mean, he suddenly decided that I should be his permanent partner. And given the greatly crummy reasons for why that should be. Okay, these people are just like ending these letters like midstream with I don't even know it's over. Okay, so he wants to settle for you, and he basically said, you said forever, so that means he wants to get married because he can't find anybody better, and I guess he's just ready to have kids and just do whatever. You know, if he was talking to you well and being nice to you and treating you with great respect and you had like no problems with him, that might not be such a bad idea, especially given your ages, 35 to 41. However, when you factor in the stuff, the ways that he did these little dings, telling you he's looking at other women and you're not his type, and he wouldn't be serious with you if you weren't living together. Those comments are bothersome. And so that's what's making me saying that no, 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 no. I mean, unless you just want to be married. And you said that was when you guys first moved in together, but I mean, how has he been since then? That might be something to consider. You didn't really say. But the bottom line is he wants you to settle just for whatever reason. If that's not what you want, then it's time for you to move out. And you say you can't really afford to, but you better figure out something. The longer you stay, the more he's going to be, thinking that this is okay and that you're in agreement with him. So, and you can't say, I don't agree with you, because then he's going to say, well, then get the fuck out. And then what you going to do? So you kind of put yourself in a situation. This is why I say women should be living with men. You don't have enough of your money so you can move out, or you don't have a place that you subletting or something like that you can go back to. It's foolish. It's foolish. And so now you stuck there with some man that you don't even want to be with because you don't have no money. Yeah, he found a fool. He's going to keep on bumping her head too. This is just ridiculous. Let's move on. Question number 15 of 28. Of 28. This is a male. He's in the 28 to 34 age group. He's Latino from Las Cruces, New Mexico. I am 29 and I live in a house with my parents, my older brother, and his wife. None of us pay bills except for my parents. Oh, y'all parasites. Here's my problem. My brother's wife is constantly trying to order me around and get me to do things around the house. She's always like, wash the dishes or take out the trash or some other chore. I realize that it's probably fair for me to do a lot of chores and work around the house to help out my parents, since they are letting me stay here for free. But it's so annoying having to her boss me around all the time. I'm not her boyfriend or her husband, and she doesn't own the house. I don't pay her rent. Most of the time I just try to do what she's asked me to not cause any kind of confrontation, but it's getting to the point where I just want to tell her to stop. The next time she tries to boss me around and give me some kind of order, would it be wrong to say no? She just recently woke me up from my sleep. She was banging on my door because she was trying to get me to get my clothes out of the dryer and the washing machine. I guess she can't wait an hour or two to wash clothes. She has to wake me up so she can wash them that instant. She doesn't work, so it's not like she has someplace important to go. I would move out, but I have been very unsuccessful when it comes to landing a job. What do you suggest? Okay, I don't know about good job, but you need to have a job. Okay, I don't give a fuck what it is. You could be slinging burgers at McDonald's. Get your lazy ass up and get a fucking job. There's no way you a grown ass man, 29 years old, and living in a house and your parents supporting you. You're a bum. And then you're gonna write about somebody complaining about you? She knows you a bum. You're a man. You should be working. Her husband need to be working. So but that's for you. Now, as far as you dealing with this situation with her, I would tell her, you know what? Shut the fuck up, bitch. You don't tell me shit. Go tell your raggedy ass husband what to do. You don't tell me nothing. I'm not doing nothing that you want. Now, that's what you do. You shut that down. But you should be doing some chores around the house, but you don't do them because she told you to. Who the fuck is she? She's a squatter just like you. She don't have no more rights, privileges, or responsibilities, or nothing, no more power than you do, because all of y'all is lazy bums not doing shit. I don't know how your parents are letting three adults live off of them like that. I would be making all y'all don't give a fuck. You go pick up cans. You gonna do something to make some money. You're not gonna be sitting in my house running up my light bill to eat up my food. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Just bums, all three of them. Just bums. I'm sure the woman's probably helping keep the house clean and stuff like that, so the parents probably appreciate that, that extra help. But they're still taking care of three grown people like they're kids. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. This is just disgusting behavior. And then you write a complaint. So go and get your ass a job and just eliminate that thing about good. You're gonna take the first job that somebody offers you, and I don't give a fuck what it is. You could be packing boxes at Costco. Costco actually pays pretty well. So I don't know what kind of job you talking about, a good job. What you think you gonna get? You don't have no experience. Sounds like you've been sitting on your ass at your parents' house watching TV and sleeping all damn day. Get your ass up and get a job. Go to Costco, wherever the Costco is in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Walmart, anywhere. They're always hiring. Get your ass a job. Piece of shit. You know what I mean? Talking about I haven't had any luck getting a good job. You don't have the privilege of waiting to find a good job. You're going to take a job, the first one that they will offer you. You can work at Home Depot. They always looking for people that's strong and young that can lift them that wood and all that shit they have in that store. You know what I mean? I could think of 50 places right here where your little narrow ass could apply for a job and get something. Lazy piece of shit. Question number 16, male, 22 to 27, from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I seem to never hit the right time to ask someone out. I have girls I'm very good friends with, and we get along great. And if we talk, and if, wait, and oh, I've talked to some, and occasionally it gets brought up that they had a crush on me, but I never acted on it, so they moved on. This is only over the course of a few months after we've known each other. My question is waiting a few months before asking someone out too long? Yes, you idiot. Months? What's wrong with you? I feel like that saves a lot of time and heartbreak of becoming official and then breaking up shortly after because you didn't really know the person. Instead of just being friends, getting to know the person in not so much of an intimate setting. So if it doesn't work out, you aren't ending a failed relationship. Also, what lies ties in, and I know it's a personal preference, but what are your thoughts on exclusive dating? I was always thought if you are talking with anyone, then it's cheating to talk to somebody else if you aren't official. But it seems super common that you talk to multiple people at one time until you make it official with one. That's right. You're not in a relationship with everybody that you talk to. Are you out of your mind? Okay, let me go back to the beginning of this because your idea of dating is all kinds of fucked up. Okay, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Okay, you good friends, they have a crush on you and they wait. You want to know when to ask them out. You ask them out the second time you talk to them face to face. Okay, you're going to talk on the phone a time or two. You're going to text a time or two, whatever y'all going to do. You're going to see them in person in passing, whatever. You're going to get the number, right? Or if you don't have it, you see them you see them. Okay, so then you're gonna call or text because y'all love to text every damn thing. And you're going to say, let's go out to lunch. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to a movie. Let's go, whatever people do in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And you're going to suggest that that's going to be your date. And you're going to have done that after 2 times of communication on the phone and 1 time meeting in person. You're going to ask them out on a date. Now, does it going on a date mean that you are in a relationship? No, it does not. It means that you want a date. Okay, your thinking, dude, your thinking is all fucked up. You might take some 50 different women out on a quote date, but you're only gonna want to continue to see one. Okay, that's what dating is. It creates an opportunity to try to get to know somebody. You're trying to get to know somebody without dating them, and that's why the women move on because they're like, this motherfucker wasting my time and energy. So you need to decide: do you want to be friends and stay single and lonely the way that you are, with these women passing in and out your life because you haven't shown any interest in them, or are you gonna bite the bullet and man the fuck up and ask somebody out on a date like a man? Those are your two choices. No woman's gonna know that you're trying to come at it from a romantic perspective if you don't make it known. That's what dating is. That's what asking out on a date is. I have an interest in you more than just a buddy, more than just a friend. I want to go out on a date with you as a man and a woman and see what could be jumping off here. That's what going to ask somebody out on a date means. You wait months and months and months. You put yourself in the friend zone, and after that she done moved on because somebody else came up to her and was like, "Babe, you fine as fuck. Let's go out." And she like, "Okay." And there you go. So you got just dusted. So I don't know who's been giving you dating advice, but whoever it is, you need to stop listening to them and listen to me. You gonna talk to it, right? You meet them, you change numbers. You talk or text a couple of times. You meet them that second time. Okay, so now you meet them face to face, and after that you're gonna reach out. That's gonna be your latest time, and you're gonna ask on a date because you should meet them face to face. To hang around and talk to them a little bit in some kind of loose and easy kind of environment where you're not struggling to be on a date. But after that, if you like the girl, you all this stuff you talking about, well, then there'll be a relationship, and then I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You tripping. You guys to go on a date. There's no commitment. She ain't gonna be your wife. You're not engaged. Ain't nobody promised nobody nothing. I'm not understanding where you coming from. You putting way too much on a damn date. My God. We have to know each other better. Question number 17, male, 22 to 27. He's mixed race in London. Hey, Deb, my buddy wrote you after finding you on Twitch, and I liked what you told him, so I am writing for advice too. Oh, how cute. So I went on a date with this girl. It seemed okay. I asked her out on a second one, and she said, quote, honestly, you seemed to lack confidence when you were ordering. You said you had choice anxiety, and then said you weren't quite sure you know what you wanted. Then you quickly decided anyway. A woman likes a confident man who can lead. Oh. Hmm. I thanked her and then thought, what the fuck is this? The choice anxiety thing was me making a cheeky joke at all the options, and I truly didn't know what I wanted since I haven't been there in over a decade, but just decided on the basic combination. Am I crazy or was she? No. Well, I mean, I know they have those forums, who's the asshole and all this kind of stuff. I don't think either one of you are wrong, but I'm telling you, she is right. When you're sitting there, I mean, I don't know how you were doing, but you sitting there hemming and hawing and being all indecisive and just afraid to do something, say something, or do something. That's gonna get on most women's nerves. That's gonna get on our nerves. We're gonna be like, this motherfucker can't make a decision. No woman wants to be with a man who can't make a decision. So that part is right. Now I don't know about the who can lead kind of thing, but confidence. There's a video on this channel about confident men and how that's like a turn on for women. Men with low self-esteem, men who can't make decisions, men who can't make choices, who don't know what the fuck they want. Women, it doesn't work for us. It doesn't work. So she told you the truth. I suggest you take a look at that video. Just go to where it says search this channel, the videos, and type in confidence or confidence men or something like that. And you see all the videos that have that in the subject matter and the keywords, and they'll come up. And it shows this man, he's like sitting back on the couch with his brother, and he's fine as fuck. and he's sitting back and his arm is up across the back of the chair. I mean, a couch or whatever, and that's the thumbnail. But I'm telling you, you probably just she's sitting there waiting for you to order, so you got the waiter can go away and you guys can get started with the date, and you got the menu all up in your face like this. Oh, everything looks so good. I mean, okay, that's a minute or two of that is fine, but then 10 minutes later, you still can't decide. No, she was turned off. That's why she just dumped your ass, Mr. Indecisive. So you start if you that indecisive about shit before you go to a restaurant the next time. Look online at the menu. Every restaurant that's worth anything has their menu online. You look online at the menu and you decide what the fuck you want to eat. And then you go in there, and the only thing you have to ask the waiter is, what are the specials today? And then he'll tell you what the specials are. And if you like the special better, then you can pick one of those. But other than that, you already got something decided. And you're going to say, I've decided I want this and that. And you're going to give the waiter the menu back. And then she's going to, what would you like, young lady? And then she'll tell the waiter what she wants, and the ordering is done. You spending 20 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck you want to eat. She's bored now. She's ready to go home. Yeah. I mean, it's sad to me that, so many young men are growing up without a daddy, so they don't have no men in their life to tell them this kind of stuff. So they're just kind of stumbling around and just trying to find their way helter-skelter, willy-nilly, the best way they can. So that's why I'm going through all this explanation. Obviously, he doesn't know because this young girl had to tell him. This is the kind of stuff that a dad would tell his son. How teach him how to order, how to pull out a woman's chair, how to help her with a coat. These are things that dads used to teach their sons, how to do a necktie, all this kind of stuff, so that the guy knows when he goes on a date how to behave and treat a young lady with respect. A lot of times the fathers will set it up so that the son practices on his mother, right? Or he got sisters or something. He'll pull out the chairs for his sisters and his mom and stuff. So he gets practice. So by the time he gets old enough to go on a date, it's second nature to him, and he doesn't struggle with it. It's smooth. It's like a part of who he is as a man. That's what dads do that have their stuff together. Now you got some dusty bum as your baby daddy who thinks going to the barbecue pit and putting his elbows up on the table and walking away with barbecue sauce all over his mouth is fine dining. Well, that you fucked that up for your son. Okay, you made a bad choice. But I'm just saying, a parent that has some couth would teach their sons these kind of things. But obviously this young lad doesn't know this. That's what I'm saying and going through all this explanation so the young men listening to this can get their stuff together. You've got to develop confidence in yourself and how you present yourself with women. Do not come in there with a defeatist attitude, whining, crying, or looking scared or acting like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Even if you don't, you better pretend like you do. Okay? Fake it till you make it. I think about all the times when I first started this channel and I started trying to do live stream. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But you know what I did? I researched and I found it out. I practiced and I flubbed, and then I was like, oops. Y'all was like, oh, you fucked that all up. I'd be like, yeah, I know so. We're going to keep it moving. We'll try this again on Tuesday. And that's what we did until I got it smooth. And now look, we're just doing the damn thing. We got slideshows and all kind of stuff going on here. So yeah, he needs to learn how to man up. And it's unfortunate that had to happen, but I'm thinking that was a good lesson for you. So don't be mad about it. Take it and use it. It'll be good information for you in the future. Question number 18, female 18 to 21 from Austin, Texas. I am 19 and have heard, quote, "You're too good for me," and need to know what the fuck does that even mean. Deb, I seriously have heard this time and time again from several different guys, and each time I accept it, but the more I think about it, the less I understand it. Wouldn't you want to be with someone who's good? If I'm so good, then why am I still single? It's a statement that I know is thrown around a lot, but not only to me, but to other people as well. I can't help but think it may be code for something else. It could just be an excuse and I'm overthinking it, but it still seems pretty ambiguous in nature. I'm going to say this, whether it's code for something else or not, which, it could be, but it doesn't really matter whether it's code for something else or not. If a man chooses to say something like that to you, whether he actually has low self-esteem or he's just portraying himself to have low self-esteem, he's garbage. There's no way in this world you should want to waste your time on a man who feels like you're too good for him. That means that you're out of his perceived league. that means he thinks that he's trash, he's garbage, he's a low-level roach motherfucker, and that you're so far above him that he wouldn't be able to keep you. That's what that means. So he's not even gonna try. That's what that means, okay? That you're too beautiful, you're too smart, you're too accomplished, you're too educated, you're too well traveled, you're too polished. There's something about you that makes him feel that he would never measure up. So that's when they pop out with that phrase. Now, sometimes guys will say that because they just want to dump you and they want to ease out of it. But still, it's not a good thing to say, you're too good for me. What you would say, find some other reason to say, well, it's me, not you, kind of thing, till they want to dip out. But that particular choice of phrases and the comfort with which these guys say it tells me that they all have very low self-esteem and that you are better than them. And they acknowledge that you're better than them. And they know that once you find out that they ain't shit, that you would leave them anyway. So rather than subject themselves to that, they just dip out in advance. That's what that means. So you're sitting here being all angstful about it and wondering why you're still single. You should be happy you're single. You could be tied up with some knucklehead wasting your time and wasting your life. Yes, barbecue pit is is fine dining. They feel like they got tables. Oh, my phone is ringing in the other room. Oh well. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's move on. Question number 19. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I've been dating someone for 2 months. We get along well and both want something long term. We've got in some deep conversation the other day and some pretty touching stuff came up. I told her about one of my best friends that K'd himself a few months ago. Ooh. I didn't cry in the moment, but later that night when we fell asleep, I woke up crying and in a slight panic. She was very good about it and made sure to make me feel better. I hear so many things that you should never cry in front of a woman because she won't see you as confident. I feel like I messed up in a way by crying in front of her so early on in the relationship. 2 months. What is your take? That's one of the times that you can get away with crying when you're grieving. Now, you said it just okay, did happen a couple of months ago, and he was one of your best friends. You're going to grieve like that for a while, probably a year or more. It's only been a couple of months, and she understands that. And most women with good sense understand that. The fact that he's one of your quote best friends, that's not just an acquaintance, some coworker or something like that. It was someone that meant something to you that you were very close to. So, you know, the, she understand it. Now, if you're gonna keep doing this, like every time she see you booing about this other dude, well, then it's gonna cause a problem. She knows you're upset now. She knows that you're sensitive about it. She knows that you're grieving and you're hurt. Okay, that's enough. You're not gonna be wearing this out. Okay, you got your tears out. You showed your vulnerability. Now, if you have to do more of that, you have to make sure that you do that elsewhere. You can't keep doing that around her. But grieving is one of the options that allows men to freely cry and where women won't really hold it against you. But like I said, there's a clock now. The clock is ticking. So you can't keep doing this. Then she gonna start wondering, well, what was going on with y'all that you still grieving about this motherfucker? Was you in love with him? Was y'all fucking? I mean, what was the problem here? Why are you still crying? It's just a friend. Even though it's a good friend. It's 6, 8, 10 months later. You still crying about this motherfucker? No, no. There's some problem here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The clock is ticking. So listen to what I'm saying and pay attention to that. Because, yeah, once, twice, they're like, okay, now you cried about that. So say 6 months from now, your dog gets run over by a car, and okay, you can cry about that. You find out your mother, your sister, somebody got cancer, you can cry about that. But you can't keep crying about this boy. Can't do that. Okay? It's not going to work. Let's move on to question number 20. Female, 20 to 34. He's a Leo. He is an African American guy from Savannah, Georgia. Auntie, he says, oh, something so upsetting happened, but I should be happy. My fiance gave me the same ring. Oh, this is a female. I'm sorry. Female, 28 to 30, Black Leo, Savannah. Okay. Auntie, something so upsetting happened that I should be happy. My fiance gave me the same ring that he used to propose to his ex. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I am still in shock and honestly don't know what to feel. He proposed to me with the same ring he gave to his ex when they got engaged 2 years ago. I recognized it because he showed me the ring before. When I asked him what happened to the ring he gave his ex, back then he told me that he took it back from her and was planning to sell it. I guess he never did, and now he gave it to me. He and his ex were together for 4 years. She cheated on him multiple times in their last year together. He proposed her in an effort to save the relationship, but she ended up cheating again after they got engaged, so he finally broke up with her. I know I should be happy whenever whatever ring he gives me, but I just feel like crying every time I look at it. He bought this ring for his ex, not for me. I feel like he didn't even care about what ring I would like or how I would be getting a second-hand ring. He just went with what he already had available. Was it too much for him to sell or pawn the ring and buy me even just a cheaper one? I want a ring that was bought for me and that has never been given to anyone but me. Is that too much to ask? No, it's not. But my question to you is, when he proposed on the ring and you recognize the ring, why did you say yes? You're supposed to say, I will say yes as soon as you get a ring that you chose for me as your bride, not for one that you just had sitting around that what they call it, regifting. I'm not going to accept this ring from you. Either that, or you could go and you could take it and pawn it yourself and take the money and whatever money you get for the ring, or sell it, whatever you're going to do, and then go buy yourself the ring that you want. And that'll be your ring because you bought it. So it just depends on how you want to do things and what kind of situation. But for me, I'm telling you, if somebody and I recognize a ring, I would say, "Oh no, hell no! You trying to give me some recycled ring that got bad juju on it? You had the ring that you gave that bitch. You gave that bitch that ring, and that's the cheating lying hoe. And you gonna turn around and try to give that to me with that juju energy on it, that hoe energy, nigga? You could stick that ring up your ass. That's what you could do with that ring. That's what I would tell. I'm telling you, I know me. There's no way in this world I would have accepted that ring or him thinking that was okay. Dusty ass fucker. This dude, he just, no. So, I mean, I know you upset, but see, why did you take the ring? Why did you accept it? What were you thinking? And then you want to write me about it. This is all the shit you should be telling him. And you should be telling him how dusty and crusty and how much of a retard he is, and how disgusting he is, and how cheap and nasty he is. To think of giving you some ring he pulled out his drawer, and that's supposed to be the ring that you wear the rest of your married life to his trifling piece of shit ass. I would give him that ring back and tell him to stuff it. I'm telling you, give it back to him and tell him to go and find a ring that will represent the relationship that he has with you, not some shit that he already had hanging around with some bitch who cheated and lied on him. That's what just how you need to say it, and then give it back to him. And if he gets upset about it, then say, well, then don't come back. You and your ring could go well wherever. She wasn't thinking. I know she was us focused on the ring. She was focused on the fact that he proposed. I mean, getting married and just, having an engagement ring. That's what I mean. Not the fact that this ring was connected with a relationship that blew up in his face and that has a lot of negativity associated with it. Just on the spiritual strength of the energy that's attached to that ring is negative. You should have never even put it on your finger. You should have never even touched it. Give him that shit back after you dip it in some holy water at the nearest Catholic church. Well, we're going to see what she did. I mean, personally, like I said, the fact that he even thought that was a good idea, that would show me he was a dust mite, and I wouldn't want shit to do with him. I'd be like, thank you for showing me your true colors. The ring succeeds again. Now you got a twofer. Your ring has broken you up with 2 women. You need to do something about this ring, dude, because this ring ain't working for you. Let's move on. Number 20, question 21 of 28. Female, 28 to 34 age group. She's black, from Houston, Texas. The male is 42 to 49, and he is also black. Let me just tell you, she says. I could just see her neck working. Let me just tell you. I have a 46-year-old male coworker who hits on me. I'm 28. I rejected him, and now he's being a little bitch about it. Deb, I'm a consultant, and I got a very big contract recently. I'm doing a great job, and everything is going really well. The 46-year-old manager who I was being friendly with, and I am friendly with everyone the same way, started hitting on me, which at first I didn't really notice until I analyzed what was happening after the fact. I'm not interested at all and would never get involved with a colleague in any way, shape, or form. I value my career a lot more. I'm also creeped out by the age difference. He could be my daddy. No thanks, not to mention I'm also taken. He went so far as to ask me out. I rejected him as gracefully as I could, left him a way out to save face basically, and just returned to business as usual. I don't blame people for being attracted to someone, that's life. But since then, he has been nitpicking everything I do and starts petty arguments, which is really starting to annoy me. He gets into these ego battles that I have no time for, nor am I remotely interested in engaging in. What do I do to stop this dynamic and put more distance between us to avoid him sabotaging what I've got going on for myself? Well, it's time to go to whoever your manager is and tell him what happened. So, since I told him that I don't want to go out with him, his attitude towards me has changed. He has started doing this, he has started doing that, this has started doing this and that, and being just really snarky and just like a little bitch. Well, I can't say that part professionally, but find some other word, but basically it means little bitch. He's like basically he's all in his feelings about it. Like he felt entitled to me, and it's like I wouldn't go out with him, number one, because he could be my daddy. He's more my father's age, and that's inappropriate. And then that's also inappropriate because I don't do work relationships. And then even if I were single, I wouldn't do a work relationship. And then number three is I have a man, so I'm not here to date. And so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this. I'm trying to do a good job and maintain my professionalism, but there's some interference here, and I would like you to address it. And that's what you do. You pass that baton, and you have to go, and tell everything, and then let the person observe for a minute. Let them observe. Ask them to observe the interactions between the two, so they can see what you're talking about themselves, and then they can call him in and have a little chat with Home Skillet. Well, it's not really sexual harassment. He's being a little B. He's not harassing her sexually. He's not making any comments to her and stuff like that. He's nitpicking at her work. That's different. That's not sexual harassment. It's harassment, but it's not sexual. And he's just being a little B. So yeah, he's in his feelings because nobody wanted his old grandpa ass. You was nice because I'm like, okay, let me just tell you, this would have went if it was me. He would have started nitpicking and stuff and say, "Oh, you mad? You supposed to be mad now? This how you showing that you mad and you trying to get back at me for rejecting you? Do you understand how old you are? Do you understand that this is a place of work and I would never date anybody on my job, you or anybody else? Do you understand that I have a man and I'm not trying to disrespect him? So all this angst and attitude that you got and just trying to pick at me and all this kind of stuff, where before I walked on water, is very telling. You just all in your emotions because nobody wanted to go out with you. Stop it. Grow up before we end up in HR talking about this. Okay? You need to quit. That's how I would have came at him. Just told him about himself. And made sure he understood your grandpa ass. Ain't nobody trying to be with you. I'm in my 20s. You on the downstroke to 50, homeboy. Get the fuck out of here. You be having gray hair like me and shit. I don't know. I'm not gonna dye my hair though. I thought about it. So maybe I should touch up the edges at least. And I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna be gray, and as soon as it all turns gray, I'm gonna just be all gray, and that's just gonna be the way it is. I'm not gonna do nothing to it. I don't want to be one of them women worrying about their gray roots and stuff. I just want to be me. I just want to be free. So let's move on. That poor chick. Question number 22, female, 22 to 27. She's Asian from San Jose, California. The male in question is 20 to 34, and he is white. Oh, this ought to be interesting. I've been on 2 dates with a guy. There's been lots of sexual chemistry, but I don't move that quickly and would want to get to know someone better and have some exclusivity before I get to that point. Anyways, he told me that he sees sex as an important part of dating and getting to know someone, and I told him I can't move that quickly as I need to trust someone, and intimacy comes with an emotional connection for me. Is this normal for guys? Should we have had the conversation this early? Is it a red flag? Should I write him off? Yes, it's a red flag. And the fact is, when you okay, this is my thing. He's gonna try it. I mean, you know what I mean. You only been on 2 dates with the motherfucker, and he already trying to press for some bedroom action. To me, that's disrespectful. It's like if I was interested in you that way, I would let you know. You know what I mean? Don't be trying to press me to do shit. I'll let you know when I'm at that point. And then you just receive, okay? Be happy to get it. But you don't be trying to put the mash on me. That's not going to work. And then when you say no, then he going to keep trying to, well, it's important to me. And nobody gives a fuck what's important to you. I told you the way I roll. So if you want to be with me, you're going to roll the way that I roll or you're going to get the fuck on. That's what I would have had to tell him. It's not. This is not a two-way thing. This is not no democratic vote and all this old shit here. It's my way. Okay. This is a unilateral dictatorship, and I dictate the terms of when we do it, not you, because I'm the one that has to be comfortable and want it. I don't give a fuck about you. You probably fuck a tree hole, a squirrel in the tree. I don't know what you would do, but it's not really my problem, and I really don't care what you're talking about. So then that would be me. I hate it when I say no and men have anything else to say, any try to question, any pressure, any try to argue about, or they come with their fucking logic or their reasons why I shouldn't think that anything, any comment at all. Once I said no, it's a wrap. I'm done with your ass. You don't get to question what I say is going to be best for me. I decide that, not you, and definitely not your dick. So, I don't know why, I mean, you're young and I understand you're only 22 to 27 age group. And so, and this guy's older than you. And you also got to realize, too, a lot of white dudes have an Asian fetish. These white dudes, especially the ones down there in Silicon Valley, they have this thing where they just, is, I won't go into it, but I'm sure you've experienced it. You know what I'm talking about. And so they just be thinking that, they could just get an Asian woman and that they just gonna be freak of the week. So be careful about that kind of stuff too. The fetishizing of Asian women by them corporate dudes in Silicon Valley is awful. It's very bad. So for you are the young lady with some values and morals. You have a plan. You want to feel a certain way to somebody before you develop that kind of physical intimacy. I'm right there with you because that's your one body and your one heart. It shouldn't be shared with everybody. If you value yourself as a woman, you shouldn't be giving up to everybody. You really shouldn't. I mean, some of these dudes are just weird. And they have weird energy and they want to stalk you. I mean, all kind of weird shit be going on. So you can't be doing it with everybody. But that's what I would suggest. That to me, this is a red flag that he all want to argue with you about it and try to convince you, pressure you anyway. So I would suggest dumping him. Just tell him that you didn't respect my no, and so I don't want to see you anymore, and just cut it off. Block his ass. Question number 23, female, 18 to 21. She's black from Richmond, California. Oh yeah. The male, 22 to 27. So she's 18 to 21. He's 22 to 27. Okay. I need to know how I get my ex to pay me back all the money that he owes me. For starters, my ex and I were together for 2.5 years, but we have known each other for a total of 8 years. We ended up breaking up in early February because he no longer wanted to be in a relationship. And it was honestly a messy breakup because we lived together. I am still extremely close with his mother and his sister. We talk every now and then. Wait, extremely close and every now and then? No, you ain't close to nobody. They tolerate your ass. I have been asking him to pay me back since we broke up, but he has not been responding to my messages, and in all honesty, I think he may have blocked me. How do I get him to respond to me, let alone pay me back? I don't want to bring his family in, as I think we can handle it together. I've said multiple different messages that I don't mind if he needs time. I just ask he lets me know what is going on. Okay, this is it. You ask him one more time, and then after that, you send Rollo and them over there to slice all 4 of his fucking tires and put sugar in his gas tank and put battery acid all over his car. That's what you do. You know why? Because, see, my thing is this. You're not going to give me my money. That's fine. But guess what? You're going to spend it somewhere. You should have gave it back to me. But guess what? Now you got to go spend that plus more to fix your car. Because you know how the young dudes are with their cars. They love their cars. They love their cars more than they love their mother. I would fuck his car up. Say, well, you should have gave me my money then. There you do. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you don't have to pay me now, but you gonna pay some goddamn body. That's Deb's motto. That's how I roll. I'ma fuck your shit up. You better give me. You would have done better to give me my money back. Because now you're gonna have a problem. And then while your car's in the shop, you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna be riding up East Bay AC Transit and BART and shit. And you're gonna be double mad. You're gonna be out in that heat and out that wind and that sun. Are you gonna be bugging your friends for a ride? And then plus, if it costs more than what you got, then you're gonna have to come out of pocket for some money. Which obviously you didn't have none. That's why you was borrowing some from me. So guess what? You about to be walking on them mopeds, my brother. I would fuck his shit up. I'm just telling you. And I know, I'm just, and I wouldn't be arguing about it. I would ask him a couple times, you know what I mean? If it's the fact that he's trying to dodge you and block you and shit, that's what I'd be have to call out. Hey, Rollo. Rollo and what you call him? What's the dude? Dusquavius. Call him Rollo and Dusquavius. And so send them over to dude's house to do what they need to do. It's far before. And you cut the sidewall, there's no patching that. You got to replace the tires. His shit would be on 4 flats, and his car would be fucked up. And there you go. Should have paid me my money, nigga. Um, yeah, I don't like dudes like this that think they slick. You ain't met nobody slicker than me, and I'm gonna be like somewhere where I got an alibi. I don't know what you talking about. I was if this thing here was like 100 people saw me there. I wasn't anywhere near your car. You tripping? What happened now? Oh my God! All that happened? Oh, was you cheating with somebody's girlfriend or something? What did you do? Yeah, Dusquavius. oh, oh, Canadian brother. I don't know about that Canadian brother. It's like I just want my money. Give me my money. You said you'll give me my money, and now you don't want to give me my money. So if you're not gonna give me the money, you're gonna have to give it to the tire place, the body shop place, and wherever else. And so you're gonna be paying 5 times as much as you would have paid me to give me my money back. And I guess that's gonna be your lesson. In the future, when you borrow somebody money, you pay them back. You know, some dudes like he's only doing that because it's a girl. But if he had borrowed from some dude and he knew he didn't pay the dude back, he knows his shit would be fucked up if not him too. His mama, I mean, you know, some people just go crazy when you owe them money. They break in your house and they steal your stuff and they go and pawn it to get their money. That's always a good option too. You know, stuff like that happens. So it's always good if you owe somebody the money to pay them. Don't be trying to punk people. And you know, if you got some woman who's crazy like me, she ain't wrapped too tight, you gonna have a problem. Question number 24. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Murfreesboro. Okay, we've had some interesting names tonight. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I don't know where that is. I'm a 31-year-old woman who recently started dating a few months ago on dating apps. People tell me I should talk and meet multiple people and then pick and choose. But no matter what, I just don't feel that it's right. I am always only able to talk and invest in one person at a time. But at the same time, looking at my age, I'm always worried about this approach. I've been on dates with 3 guys so far. In the span of a few months, with this approach going on dating with one only after it has not worked out with the previous one. I really liked one I recently went with, but he rejected me. I am in this weird dilemma of what should be done and what my heart wants to do. I'm just incapable of dating multiple people simultaneously. Heck, talking to multiple people simultaneously on dating apps also seems wrong to me. I just can't do it. And again, I'm currently dealing with the fear of everyone rejecting me and me never being able to find someone who I like and they like me too. Can you please share your thoughts on my way of doing things? Your way of doing things is stupid. Okay, just look at this. You've been doing it your way all these years, and what's happened? Your ass is still single as a bird, and the one dude that you did like rejected you. So what has your way ever gotten you? That should be a clue that you need to try something different. But you're insisting that you only want to do it this way, so there's really nothing I can do to help you. You can take a look at my video here on the channel called A Pair and a Spare Dating Program. Well, I suggest that women keep 3 men in rotation at all times. You know why you need to do that? Because otherwise y'all get too attached to one. You just, so I feel like it's your man and all this old shit, and y'all haven't had no kind of discussions about that and made no agreements to that point. But because you attached to him, you want to try to put a claim on him and all sorts of stuff here. By having three men in rotation, it keeps you busy and it keeps your mind occupied and it keeps you emotionally distant so that you can analyze each guy's behavior and treatment of you. What he got going on? You're not getting too caught up. And if one of them falls off, he decides he want to be something, do something else somewhere else with somebody else stuff. That's fine. Now you got an open spot on your roster. You fill that spot. You keep three men in rotation again until one of them decides to rise to the top and then become the cream of the crop. And then there you go. Now, some women have told me, well, I can't really find three men that I like. Who said you have to like them? They're in rotation. Did you miss that part? Rotation. You rotate them in and you rotate them out. I'm not saying you have to like them. It's not like you're trying to date them. They're in rotation. Okay? That means that they're creating an opportunity for you to get to know them to see if you like them. Y'all putting too much on it. You're jumping ahead of what I said. I said in rotation. That means they're going in and out. You doing the same meet and greet and getting to know for every dude. And if you decide you don't like him, you get him out and you put in somebody else in that rotated spot. That's what you do. It makes your dating time more efficient. You don't waste it on just trying to go as far as you can with one person and then it blows up in your face. Now you don't wasted 4 or 5 months of your life. Well, you could have been having different men in rotation and experimented around with them and talked to them and dated them and dealt with them on the phone and all this kind of stuff to find out what was going on with each one of those dudes. Your time is more efficiently used that way. And you don't have to like them. You find out if you like them after you spend a little time with them. If you like them, you keep them in rotation. If you don't, then you kick them out, like I said, and replace his ass. What's the problem? It's just, I can't find three guys that I like. Because you still trying to do that one time at a thing. You got that mentality. Nobody said you like him. Long as he asks you out or whatever, you want to go out with him, and he's not hideous and stupid like a Dusty with like his pants pulled down underneath his underwear and got shit stains on his drawers and shit. I mean, as long as he ain't dusty and crusty like all like on that level, then he wants to take you out, then you go out with him. You at least talk to him on the phone. He's in the rotation, remember? You're not attached. It's just an opportunity. So that's what it's called, a fair and a pair. So look for that video. And like I said, you're going to keep on messing around doing what you're doing. You're going to be 51 and still single, trying to do that one person at a time shit. You don't owe them people no kind of loyalty and commitment. They're on a fucking dating app. You think that they are tied to you? You tripping. Question number 25 of 28. Female, 22 to 27. She's from Joliet, Illinois. A few weekends ago, I went to a nightclub with my friend. We are both 27. We were there for about 30 minutes before a guy asked her to dance. She left and I watched our belongings. It wasn't too long before I noticed I was being watched by a guy. He turned out to be 24 in a section across the club. And Deb, he was a cutie. My friend returned and the guys invited us to their booth. We immediately hit it off and talked for 2 hours straight. He gave us a ride to the train station and we exchanged numbers. We have hung out twice since then and he is super chill. But I'm still feeling a bit weird about our age gap. I know it's not huge, but I find myself wondering, especially since I'm used to dating men in their late 30s and 40s. And you only 27? Any advice or perspective on this age gap is welcome. Girl, you tripping. It's only 3 years. What's wrong with you? It's not like you're trying to marry the dude. You're 27. He's 24. Have fun. You shouldn't be thinking about all this kind of stuff. He's not looking for a wife and you're not looking for a husband. What you doing? What you doing? You enjoy the man's company. That's all you should be looking for right now. Okay? You ain't trying to get, and make sure your birth control is on tight. Don't be turning up pregnant. And don't be doing anything stupid, like moving in with him or letting him move into your place or anything like that. No money shall be exchanged, all this kind of stuff. Mind your P's and Q's and have a good time with the young lad. You say he's a cutie, you good, because I would have taken my girlfriend's shit with me and sidled on over to his table and be like, hi, what your name is? I don't tend to wait too long, but It's like I'm not trying to look for no husband or something. I'll be, I just want to have a good time. So to me, that's, the time to be a little bit more forward. But if I was, seriously looking for somebody, I have a different standard. And so I wouldn't do that. But shit, you up in the nightclub? Who looking for Mr. Right there? You looking for Mr. Fun, Mr. Right Now, Mr. Party. That's Mr. Go. That's what you look for in a nightclub. Nothing serious. Ooh, yes, my good old days. I wish I had that time and energy. When I used to have some cute clothes? Man, everybody some cute little hoe clothes. It's just all the stuff. Good memories. Anyway, question number 26, female, 22 to 27 from Miramar, Florida. So I noticed this new guy I'm seeing is still friends with his ex-wife on Facebook. They were only married for 6 years. That's pretty long these days. Have no kids together and have been divorced about 3 years. So I don't see why they would still be friends on there. I will admit I don't know how active either one of them is on Facebook, but I would think in the course of 3 years, one of them would have thought to unfriend the other. I know it's not that big of a deal, but from my experience, when I've stayed friends on social media with an ex after our relationship ended, it was because I still held a torch for them. I'm not currently friends with any of my exes on social media, by the way. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but I guess I'm just a bit more uncomfortable with it than most because of my experience. Should I be concerned, or is this nothing to even think twice about? Okay, let me just say this. You nose around being a nosy ass busybody and you found some shit that you disturbed you, and that's what you get. First, why are you stalking this man on on Facebook and worried about what happened with his ex-wife and who he's friends with there? They could have been friends like for a long time before they actually got married, like where their families know each other and that kind of shit. So he's not gonna just block her just because their marriage didn't work out. He gonna still see her when his parents have things and invite her family. Just there's things that go on. Chances are, if you continue seeing him, you'll probably get an opportunity to meet her because she'll be around at some kind of holiday event or some kind of event. Somebody's gonna have a marriage, a barbecue, a baby shower, something. You'll probably get to see her because then they're friendly. Believe it or not, some people actually can get a divorce and remain amicable. They don't have to be at each other's throats just because they got divorced. That seems to be what you are used to and what you expect to have. What you have is a man, he's friends with a woman on Facebook. I mean, why are you threatened by Facebook? Oh my God. You young people put way too much importance on social media. Just way too much. It's no big deal. Now, if he starts seeing her in real life or something, well, then you have an issue. But friends on social media, and you don't even know how active they are on it. Like I have a Facebook page, I've had them for years. I used to be pretty active on it, but now I just go there and post my videos and make a little comment every now and then. I don't have time to spend over there doing anything with anybody. So I want you to shut up, and I want you to stop nosing around and stop peeking into his life. It's not your business. If he wanted you to know his business, he would tell you. Okay? Slow your roll before this shit ends because he's gonna find that you just a stalker and a nosy old bitch. I'm just saying. Question number 27. Female 18 to 21 from Olaf, Kansas. Man, these names today. The male is 22 to 27. My boyfriend broke up with me saying that it's because I didn't wish him good morning. What the fuck is going on here? Deb, I was talking to this guy who I felt in a lot of ways was my ideal. He was attractive, ambitious, respectful, and really prioritized me to the max. I'm someone who struggles with prioritizing people early on. I'm quite closed off, and it takes me a while to really open up. I'm also very picky, and he is the only guy I've liked since my ex of 4 years ago. I've spoken to over 100 guys. Something about him, you should know is that he's very intense and he is very all or nothing kind of guy. I've noticed he's very picky as well. Oh, he sounds like a nut. One day we got into an argument because I didn't wish him good morning because I was upset over something the night before. He told me that because I didn't say good morning, I showed him how little I care about him and how little I respect him. He said he will not be the same to me moving forward now that I've disrespected him, but he forgives me and still wants to talk to me. In return, I called him a low quality person. Is it worth it to go back to him considering he's the only person I've liked in 4 years? He ended it with me because of that comment and then messaged me again a month later and I ended up deleting him. I should make it a rule that you can't write to me for advice unless you over 30. Because this young in the mind shit is driving me feel crazy. Okay, Miss 18 to 21 age group, yeah. I can't with y'all. Okay, so because you was mad about something, you can't be civil and polite to people. You have to just act a fool and pout and let everybody in the world know that you mad about something that happened 24 hours ago. Immature little jerk. And then him, just as equally as immature, gonna break up because and see it as disrespectful because you didn't say good morning to him. I'm gonna say this. It's probably good that you two broke up because you just two silly, silly, silly people that did not belong together in Olathe, Texas. I mean Kansas. Yeah. There's no advice I can really give you on this other than please grow up. Okay. Just because you're in a bad mood about something, because something happened negative, is no excuse for you to mistreat other people, especially people that you're supposed to be close to. So you would still say good morning to them. You would still say good night to them. You would still have to say hello to them. You could still have a smile for them. You could still ask them, how was your day? Make conversation. Your mad is your mad. Everybody don't need to know that you mad, especially people who didn't make you mad. It's not their responsibility to bear your mad. So this is why I say you need to grow up. You can't go through life acting like this. Okay, you especially can't act like this when you get a job. You come to the job with your face all twisted up and not saying good morning because you mad about some shit that happened the night before. You'll be called into your boss's office and written up because it's going to affect the morale of your coworkers and the work environment because you mad about nothing. It has nothing to do with work. You keep your life separate from your relationship. If it don't have nothing to do with the relationship, there's no reason for you to drag it in like that and beat him over the head with it and punish him for you being mad about some shit that didn't have nothing to do with him. It's not how you handle yourself. Let's move on to the last question of this wicked night with all these crazy people. We had 28 questions tonight. I'm surprised I survived. Woo, this was a lot. Okay, let's move. Let's see. Question number 28. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Glendale, Arizona. My question is about the online dating meet and greet thing. Is there any way to politely leave a date if you're not attracted to the person, or do you have to stay for at least one cup of coffee, one drink, etc.? A lot of people are out here really looking their best in photos. I've went on dates where the person looked way better in person, and some where they look significantly different, even old pictures may be photoshopped. The point is, if you get there in person and you know there's no chance at all, are you just wasting their time by continuing the date? Or would it be too rude to end the date immediately if you can? How would you word it? Well, my thing is, and this is just me, I've never been on a date that didn't give me fodder to talk about. You notice how when I have these shows, I always have some experience to share where I've lived that, or I've done that, or I've met somebody, or gone out with somebody. You know why that happens? Because this leaving stuff, I never do that. I sit down, and even if I know there's no chance in hell that I'm going to be romantically involved with this man, physically involved with this man, emotionally talking to him, or even speak to him again after this moment, I stay because I find people interesting. Everybody has a story. Everyone has life experiences that are different from mine. Everyone has something, family history, whatever. There's always something to talk about and something to discover about someone and their views of the world. That's how I go through life. I will talk to everybody. I talk to the pissy drunk on the street. I talk to random baby mamas in the project. I talk to people on the bus. I talk to people on planes. I talk to people, just talk to people. I don't have to know them. The most interesting conversations I've ever had have taken place in bars when I went there with just myself or with a friend. Some man will come up or I go sit down next to him because he looked like an interesting person. And I start talking to him and you find out all kinds of stuff. People have lived all kinds of experiences. So I want to say this. I know you're looking at, well, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time with this person who is not going to bring anything to my life. You don't know that. You know that you're not going to be romantically interested in them. And I'm not saying you're going to spend 2 hours with them or anything, but you would allot them the same 30 minutes that you would give it to anyone else. I've always used that rule. That's why I always do coffee dates. But during that 30 minutes, I'm going to use it to the best to find out who is this person? Are they interesting? What do they know that I don't know? Where have they been that I haven't been? What's their life experience? What's their life like? I mean, people are utterly fascinating to me. The way that they think is it's just fascinating. And sometimes you be sitting there like Seeley, like, how did you arrive at that? But still, it's the life experiences that I've had help me do what I do now. And so I don't look at any of that as a waste of my time. It's like the time that I'm going to give that person is very limited, but it still was not a waste. They brought something to my life that I did not have before. So I look at it that way. You know, everybody has a story to tell. Everyone has experiences. And you learn a lot about yourself and the world when you interact with people that are different from you. So, like I said, I would not get up and leave. I would just make the most of it by asking my questions and digging into their head and their life, like my nosy little ass will do. And then I'll be like, "Well, that was really great. It was nice meeting you and stuff." And then they say, "Would you want to do this again?" I say, "Would you like to do this again?" No, I don't think that we had a match in that way, but kind of conversation with you was utterly fascinating. And I do really truly believe that you will find the person that you're looking for. It's just not me. And then we shake hands and then we go on with our life. That's how I do things, and I never leave on a bad note uh, with people. I try to leave on a good note, even though if I come here and tell you, let me tell you about this raggedy motherfucker right here. I would never do that to their face. There's no point in that. I decide their raggediness, but it's just my opinion. It's not, a rule. It doesn't. Someone else might see this person as extremely valuable and wonderful. So me condemning them, that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that person's a bad person. That's just my opinion that they're not a good person for me, and therein lies the difference. So I don't condemn people unilaterally. I just know that they're not going to work with me, and that's where it ends. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I do, and I started doing that when I was like real young. Listening to old people, and I'm a kid. I'm no way I'm gonna be trying to be interested in romantically. And even as a teenager, the same kind of thing. Just meeting people, just talking to them. I've been done that my whole life. So this kind of situation, the technology that developed in the '90s and early 2000s that allow us to do this now, it's like a natural progression for me. So all my nosiness, my decades of being nosy and all up in people's business and all up in people's face, it helps me, give information to you guys and explain things and give you examples for how things work and how they, didn't work for different people. And I've done all that, travel all over the world and meet people and just run my mouth to them. So there you go. That's how I do it. But let me see, what do we got coming up? Oh, we're still doing our DNNs. We still got DNN coming up. What's our next show? Let me see here. Where are we? That's the 13th. Why do I have two that say September? Okay, I'm messing up. I got something here that's all confused, or I'm confusing myself. But anyway, the Dusty News Network is on Friday nights. If you have something that you think is going to be good for it, you send it there. You got a meme, a screenshot, some kind of comment that somebody made that's absolutely nutsy. then you send it over to us. Don't worry about if we can use it or not. You see it and you think it's funny or it's crazy, send it in anyway, because you never know what we're going to be looking for, okay? So just send in everything and we'll look at it on our end and decide if it makes it in. It might not go well that week. Maybe we have a different little theme going, but it might be good for the following week. And then we'll use it then. So that's where you send it, survivingdating@gmail.com. Make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. So thanks, you guys, for coming. And I hope that everybody enjoyed the craze from today. We'll see you guys on Friday night. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time as well. Come for the laughs. Bring your dranky drink. It makes it even more fun. It's not a serious show, so you should have a good time. I'll see you then.